Guys, I get it. You hate to warm up. I'm with you on it. Believe me, I try to do everything I can not to warm up. I have every excuse, just like you, whether it's I don't have enough time, I want to get into the nitty-gritty, I don't need one. Listen, I got a 5-minute warm-up I'm going to show you in a second. Stay with me, and it's going to help you raise your core temperature, get you ready for some of the positions you're going to be in the workout, and it won't take up too much time, 5 minutes. First, make sure you're subscribed and click the little bell. That'll give you some notifications about some of these videos coming up. All right, listen, one of the biggest mistakes we make, us guys in our 50s, as we get into the gym, we probably don't have enough time. We feel like, listen, I'm just gonna get into it. I'm just gonna get things going. And that is skipping the warm up. And it's a big mistake. We're getting older, we can't get into the positions we used to get into. So if you wanna reduce your chance for injury, maybe reduce some soreness the next day and just get you ready for what's coming. A good warm-up really is paramount. In 50 for 50, I give the challengers a couple of different warm-ups, so we kind of cycle through some different warm-ups, but I give them the option of the 5-minute quick warm-up I'm gonna show you right now. So listen, don't forget, subscribe, click that notifications button, check out 50for50.fit. If you have any questions, let me know, check it out. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show this to you. You're gonna see, I'm just gonna do it in this little area right here. It's gonna take us 5 minutes. So what we're gonna do is just get on our mat first. We're gonna do a bridge, a one-leg bridge. So what you're gonna do is lie on your back. One leg is bent, the other leg is off the ground like this, okay? And I'm just gonna drive up through my heels, squeeze my butt for 5 reps, okay? Now, I'm thinking, driving through that ground here, pushing through and squeezing my butt. So we're getting that posterior chain activated a little bit. We're gonna keep it moving, okay? We're gonna turn over, we're gonna do a plank for 10 seconds, okay? So we're in our good plank position. I wanna see a straight line from your ears through your hips to your ankles. I don't wanna see the butt up. I don't want to see you sagging too much, so just drive through. I'm looking between my shoulders, between my wrists, okay? 10 seconds, I come down, I do a Cobra. So a Cobra is I'm lifting my spine, my upper spine off the ground, taking a few deep breaths for that 10 seconds. Okay, so again, we want to make sure that we're breathing through this whole thing. So now I'm just going to go into 10 push-ups. So a good straight line like we had in the plank. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 10 push-ups. So again, we're keeping this moving. We're trying to accomplish what we can accomplish really quick. So we're moving between some different stretches as well. Strength exercises, movement exercises. We're gonna do a child's pose coming from the yoga. So what you're gonna do is bring your butt to your heels, stretch out your arms. Get a good stretch here, guys, right through here, taking a couple of deep breaths. All right, now we're gonna go right into a cat and camel on our hands and knees. I'm just gonna do 3 of these. I'll lift my spine to the ceiling as I look to my thighs, bring my belly to the ground as I look up. So I'm just getting good movement here through the spine. Try to make sure I'm breathing through this whole thing. All right, so we got the baby crawl. And I like to do a bear crawl, but you don't need to do that. Baby was just crawling with my knees, looking forward and back. Good functional pattern here. I like to do a bear crawl, move, get the knees about 3 inches off the ground and keep them that way. We're gonna go back and forth 3 times. Okay, so you can see I'm talking too, but I'm getting the heart rate up a little bit as well. All right, so what we want to think of here is a hip stretch. So right here, one knee forward, nice and tall. Feeling this stretch through the hip, guys, right through here. I'm not arching and I'm not leaning over. Nice tall posture between my knee, hip, and ear. Again, making sure we're breathing. I'll show you from this position just because it's a little easier to see, and I'm gonna switch because we wanna go on both sides. Staying nice and tall, getting that good stretch through this whole front here, really through this hip flexor. And I'm gonna breathe. All right, now we're gonna do what's called an inchworm. This one can be a little tough for some people, but you don't have to get too crazy with keeping your legs straight, but we're gonna get a little hamstring stretch if we can keep those legs as straight as possible. If you can't, it's cool to just kind of bend them a little bit, but walk your hands out as far as you can go, and then walk them back. First, that's for the first part of it. I'll reach up to the ceiling. Now I'm gonna do the inchworm. Walk forward, and now I'm gonna walk my feet to my hands, okay? And then I'll come up, and I'm gonna do another one of those. So for 3 of those, touch my toes, walk my hands out as far as I can, and then walk my toes to my hands, reach to the ceiling. Okay, now we wanna get a split squat. Kind of, if you remember from this position right here, we just did our stretch. We're just gonna be in that same position, really, moving down, coming up. We're gonna go 5 reps. I'm going straight down. You can see this, my front shin is remaining vertical, okay? Turn around, do the other side. 1, 4, 5, okay. Again, you can see I'm starting to have a hard time talking. We're moving through this. The idea here was to get through in 5 minutes. We got a couple more exercises. One, we can call them the hip airplane. I'm gonna go on one leg, arms out, and gonna go back, come back up. So I'm trying to push my butt back. I'm getting some balance work in here as well. I'm getting a nice stretch through the posterior chain. Okay, I'll turn around the other side. Show you from this way. Actually, I'll show you from this way. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to push this hip way back. All right, and I was showing you in a really small area, which is great. Just to prove to you, you don't need a lot of room to do this. What I'm just gonna do is run back and forth now. A lot of people will just be like, well, I don't have room. Listen, I just wanna get you moving. We're going back and forth here. I'm working in this pattern. I can go sideways too, okay? Just it kind of depends on what we're doing, but, right? This is a great, if you're gonna be playing any kind of a sport, just to kind of get us moving, and then move into jumping jacks, okay? And then you would do 25 of these, getting a heart rate going. I also like it because we're getting some jumping, low level plyometrics here, getting a little jumping in. I don't know, kind of lost count here. But that's moving into it now. You can hear I'm having a hard time breathing. I activated my butt. I worked on some core work. We did some push-ups. We did some stretches with the Cobra and the child's pose, the cat and camel. We got ourselves moving. We did a nice stretch through the hip. We worked on some quad and glutes here, as well as some posterior chain on that hip hinge. Started running a little bit, got some jumping jacks in. So we're checking all the boxes here on a good warm-up. Getting my core temperature raised a little bit, getting the heart rate elevated a little bit, and preparing myself for the workout. Guys, if you have any questions, let me know, put it in the comments or shoot me an email.